Welcome back to the Eric Krown Crypto channel. Wishing you a happy start to this thirsty Thursday morning. There's a lot of thirsties coming in right now as Bitcoin perhaps trapping in the early morning hours, of which, yes, there is indeed a trap going on, but perhaps maybe not the one that I think a lot of people are looking for. Anyways, I wanted to follow up on some short-term time frame analysis, make this video a little bit on the shorter side as well. Maybe we'll reference one of the higher term time frame ideas that is relatively new, but ultimately it is really all just a preparation for the next major monthly, 6-month, and quarterly closure to come in just a couple days here. Anyways, other than that, I think it's time for me to just jump right on into the price action, and let's start it off right on over here with kind of a recap of the last 24 hours. Bitcoin coming down to the 29,800-ish region right here. And I think a lot of people kind of freaking out, maybe rightfully so as well. However, yesterday we did set, or yesterday and the day prior and the day prior than that, we did set a very, very specific condition that, hey, look, as long as Bitcoin is closing even, a 4-hour time frame above 30,000 bucks, short-term downside is just that, short-term downside with no major continuation and potentially a trap on the other side, actually. So even if Bitcoin were to close below the $30,000-ish region, I would just be looking for a pullback, somewhere down around about 29.5, maybe even 29,000 bucks even, which is still very much possible here, obviously. But as of right now, it looks like that move that we just saw to the downside last night for myself, I should say, is getting picked back on up. And I mean, I don't really see anything significantly concerning here. I do see a few things on the other side, however, in the sense that, yes, 6-hour time frame is going to be showing a couple drives of hidden bullish evidence come off that last potential low right here. And we do have something which it's a fucking boring day if I start talking about shit like this, but we do have a bit of a head and shoulders right here, right? So we have a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and you're going to say, Krown, that's bearish. Yeah, it is, if it breaks to the downside. Where would the break to the downside be essentially initiated from? Well, the neckline right here, that's that $30,000-ish region. Do you see any closures below there? Not necessarily just yet. And whenever we do see a formation like this, there's a potential for, I'll make sure you get this prior one out of the way here. That was already hit. But whenever we do see head and shoulders, there is a potential for a failure condition on this one as well, which would happen with especially a closure above the right-hand shoulder, which would be this 31,115 tick right here on CME specifically. Obviously, spot price action can be, significantly below that level. Maybe not significantly, but let's just see where it is. About 31,000 even, so about $100 below that region. So Bitcoin does start to pop back up above that region and not just fulfill that hidden bullish divergence condition over here, but simultaneously trade above, and especially if it closes above, there would be a failure implied move based upon that, which, is your traditional move just applied to the upside from that right shoulder. And where would that be pointed towards? About 32,700 on CME, so that'd probably put spot price action somewhere around 32.5. By the same token, look, if Bitcoin does close below the neckline, then at that point, there actually is a measure move pointed all the way down to 28.5. Personally speaking, I do think somewhere between 29.5 to 2900 is, or 29,000. 2900 is very far away, but 29,000 would probably be the area of interest for myself if that were to happen. But just so you can see on both sides in this case. But as of right now, when I see hidden bullish evidence coming off of that last proverbial low, I'm going to be looking for a short term to try back onto the top side of that range. If it starts to close back above that region, then, I'd be looking at that as a damn good indication that it was a trap, not necessarily a bull trap, but the other trap, the trap. Yes, one of the most overused words in YouTube and Twitter and pretty much all social media venues. But yeah, let's now go into the HPDR ranges. We can see over here, hourly, nothing's really changed, honestly. Bottom side range, 30,000 bucks basically. Bitcoin just popped above the average for right now. It doesn't really mean all that much, but top side of the current range coming in about 31,000 bucks. So again, start to see closures above there. Very likely Bitcoin retest the highs of this rally. Per speaking, maybe a bit of a short-term pullback from there, but ultimately continuation very likely implied from there. And by the same token, to the downside below 30,000 bucks, very likely looking at a move at least to 29.5 or so, maybe even as low as 29. As we saw earlier, technically speaking, there would be a measure move a little bit lower, but I don't think that would play. Do keep in mind there is a nice little gap coming in on the hourly right here for CME. I don't think it's super concerning as well, but 30,200 if Bitcoin does come back down and do something like this, definitely possible as well. But let's go ahead and reference stochastic momentum, as we've been kind of waiting over the past I guess 3 to 4 days now, looking at stochastic momentum in the sense of like, hey, it's kind of in a bit of a resetting period as of right now, and the longer that Bitcoin essentially trudges sideways above 30,000 bucks, the better for that particular narrative. Anyways, on the hourly right here, we can see that it's actually still vertical above 30,500. It's going to be getting a little bit more of a critical zone right here. So perhaps concerning. 2-hour time frame going to be vertical above 30,000 bucks as well. Perhaps even going to be breaking this regression coming in from the last few highs. Actually, not super solid right there, to be fair. But let's go over the 4-hour time frame, and same thing. Going to be having across the upside, assuming Bitcoin closed above 30,300. By the way, again, this is relevant for CME, which is trading at 30,600 right now, nearly a $400 premium over spot price action. This is again coming within the context of volatility on the extreme low side as well. And even a little bit of bullish evidence right there, as we do see the same lows but slightly lower lows on price action. Not, again, kind of cutting hairs there, but fair enough. 6-hour time frame turns back up above 30,330. 12-hour time frame will turn up above 30,850, and daily will actually remain with downside pressure below 31,000 bucks. So, again, does that kind of align with maybe another day of sideways, maybe another 2 days of sideways? Probably yes, but that would still mostly favor the boo laws here, as we do start to sort these things out. Again, long term, or relatively long term, I do want to once again highlight the 5-day here. A couple things of interest. First, we do see hidden bullish evidence on the 5-day RSI for CME, but also, as we identified yesterday, Bitcoin got its first silver cross to the upside in quite some time. I mean, the last time that we saw a silver cross on CME was going all the way back on over here to May of 2020, actually. And what I'm talking about is I'm talking about the yellow 21 exponential moving average and the green 55 exponential moving average. And well, we don't really have too many iterations here on CME, but we certainly have many on spot price action, which apparently I did not circle off on this one, but should I get rid of these drawings? I don't know if I should. Do I have anything important on this chart? No, not necessarily. But we can go through a few examples right here. This is spot price action again, so it happened a little bit sooner. But just kind of giving you an insight as to what it has looked like in the past. This crossover here did precipitate that May 2020 run before Bitcoin went from 9,000 all the way to 69. Not bad. Same thing, actually not same thing over here, but even on what I would consider a failure of this, which did happen in January of 2020, there's still a pretty decent move actually. About 25 or 20, almost 27% right there, from cross given to next high. So not bad. Same thing over here. I don't know if necessarily if I call this one a failure. This one did get a lot of continuation, but from the actual cross happening in 2019 May to the next high, what was that sort of a move looking like? It was looking like almost 75%. So not bad as well. This one over here from 2015 did lead the market all the way from 330 to 20,000 bucks. We have another example basically coming in from the Genesis as well, May 2012 actually, coming in over here, as Bitcoin did get that at a price of about 5.25 and remained all the way up from 1100 or above 1100. So generally speaking, a good thing. Even on the lower end, when we have seen this be essentially what I would consider a failure, 26-27%, certainly not anything like unreasonable in my opinion, or like that I would not pay attention to, but in this case right here, actually we've already seen a 24% move, so maybe it is all over. Perhaps yes, but I would say that because of the way that this one's postured, and because of the way that volatility is is kind of based off the lows, and because of the way that we do see all momentum also is kind of twisting in that same direction as well, I'd say that this one unlikely to be done as of right now. Yeah, I can spend another week even going sideways within this region, but have to keep in mind that the monthly, quarterly, and 6-month are going to be closing soon. And the monthly, as of right now, is a bullish engulfing. It's a massive bullish engulfing dildo actually, and will remain a bullish engulfing as long as Bitcoin is especially above 29,900 on the index. So do keep that in mind with another day left to go, essentially, in the trading month. What else do we have? I think that's basically all I wanted to speak about here. I'll save the more complicated stuff for tomorrow, because I think we have some big closures coming up tonight, actually. So that'll be a lot more relevant tomorrow. And I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off. I should probably let you know that you can still get the Jewel Light for free for the first 30 days if you follow the directions in the link in the description below. And then also there's an affiliate link to the Apex Essentials Exchange, which I've actually been shilling rather aggressively. I don't know about aggressively, but which I've been shilling recently because I've been seeing them actually grow, and they're becoming a more and more viable alternative for a decentralized exchange, which I know a lot of people are kind of looking for. So that may or may not be of value to you, especially as most exchanges kind of go down. But you be to decide for that for yourself, and it will award you 5% off of your trading fees for the lifetime of your account. And then one last thing, we're going to be having a sale. We're going to be having a sale for 4th of July. So, if you want to save yourself a few bucks, just hold off on purchasing anything. And in about a few days, it will be, it'll be, I would say, a good discount. Cool. All right. There we go. As always, wish you the best of best. Take care. Much love, and see you hopefully Friday.